continuăm, se pare că avem
Welcome
mai
back to
mult
IGN
Life is
Live at
Strange.
E3. Our Ubisoft pre-show kicks off soon, but right now we are continuing our look at Life is Strange Before the Storm with Zach and Chris, and we were just about to ship some characters, I think.
Yeah, well, I'll just reiterate that a lot of the reason fans were very drawn to the original Life is Strange, among a plethora of reasons, is that you know, there was a romance aspect, a lot of characters were shipped together. Sure. Is that going to return in this prequel?
Yeah, so I think like you say, I think the first game was so successful at building realistic characters who are complex, who are rich, and who could develop relationships with each other that felt meaningful, that felt real. And we've embraced that very much with Before the Storm. It's important to us not to be prescriptive with the player about how they choose to relate to the characters in the world, but rather to create a vibrant collection of characters that they'll have strong feelings about one way or another, and then the freedom to explore expressing those feelings and navigating what those relationships might be.
Well, especially considering Chloe's relationship with Rachel was actually fairly ambiguous in Life is Strange. There were moments where I was like, I'm not quite sure how close they were. They seemed to be, at one point I thought they had a romantic relationship, at another point I was like, no, they were just really close friends. So obviously there are a lot of options for you guys to explore.
That ambiguity gave us a lot of opportunities, like you're saying, to create the story we wanted to tell something that maybe players aren't expecting, and also leave, as Zach was saying, some of that open to see how they want to develop that relationship with Rachel.
You mentioned earlier that Max, lead character from the first game, she's out of the picture here, at least at the beginning. Well, does she participate at all in the prequel?
Yeah, Max's absence is an important element to Chloe's life at this time, but she does have a presence. Okay. Where Max had a diary in the first game where she would talk about everything that happened moment to moment while you were playing, Chloe actually writes letters to Max that she never sends.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but Max does appear in your prequel, as I understand it, as like a bonus chapter. Is that right?
Oh, right.
Right. So, so there is an additional episode, part of the deluxe edition of the game.
Right.
That the farewell episode that's being created when we're finished making Before the Storm itself, 3 episodes, complete story. We're going to add on to that for the fans who really want to play Max one more time, a special farewell episode. We'll talk more about that in the future.
Fantastic. And tell us a little bit more about, I mean, you know, what we're looking at here. Arcadia Bay, we are returning to Arcadia Bay. Are we going to see any familiar faces? Obviously, this is set a lot earlier, but Arcadia Bay really felt like a lived-in. It had a sort of Twin Peaks-esque vibe to it. There were some characters that really stood out for me that I'd like to see again. Are we going to have some returning faces?
Absolutely, yeah. Being a part of Chloe's world means you're going to see Blackwell, you're going to see Joyce, you're going to see David, you're going to see a lot of other characters that you'll know from the first game. And then entering into Rachel's world, we're also going to see a variety of new characters that we've created just for Before the Storm.
Right, so are we getting sort of, are we going to be able to play as Rachel at any point?
Tip de jocuri se bazează foarte mult pe narație, pe poveste în sine și mai puțin pe gameplay. Și automat devii atașat de poveste, de caractere, de deciziile pe care le iei.
I just need some space. Is that all right with you? Okay. Actually, no. I thought we were having a great day together. Why are you acting like this all of a sudden? I'm not acting like anything. I just want to be left alone right now. No, I don't understand. You can't just turn on me for no reason. I'm sorry, turn on you? I guess I forgot. It's always about how you feel, isn't it? Sad Chloe's fucking sad again. Maybe you should try giving a shit about other people for once. Are you serious right now? Fuck! Okay, I still have no idea what's going on with Rachel, but apparently she gets smashy when she's angry. I can work with that. Score. Here, if you really want to smash something, this should do the trick. I asked you to leave me alone. Are you kidding me? I know you're the school princess and all, with the DA daddy and the perfect grades and all the perfect little Victoria chases kissing your perfect ass, but seriously? Fuck you. Great. I'm leaving. See you around, Chloe. You can't leave! Watch me. Rachel, wait! Don't go. Why not? Because I don't want to ruin this the way I ruin everything else in my life. And what is this exactly? A real friendship. I thought Chloe Price doesn't need friends. I thought so too. Before today, I guess it's easier to be alone if you decide it's a choice. I'm sorry for whatever I did or didn't do. Today was the best day I've had since my dad died. And I screwed it up somehow. Like I screw everything up, because I'm a fucking screw up. Chloe, please. I don't want to be alone anymore. I'm sorry, Chloe. I can't say why, and I know it isn't fair, but I can't be your friend right now. Can't or don't want to. Does it matter? I'm really sorry. Goodbye, Chloe.
Interesant, un sneak peek, practic, la povestea ce va urma în sezonul 2. O și distruge tu acum tot ce apuci.
Fuck this place.
Huh. 3 episoade.
Cool. So we saw Chloe make some decisions there. Can you talk a little bit about the different permutations, how it would play out if she had made the other choices?
Sure, yeah. So Chloe has a chance here to tell Rachel what she thinks is going on between them and during the course of that day. Rachel's opinion might not even map onto Chloe's based on previous choices that Chloe's made. So depending on how Chloe expresses or the player expresses their interests, Rachel might respond in a variety of different ways.
Sure.
How do you keep the dialogue? I mean, obviously this is somewhat aimed at a young adult audience or a teenage audience, as well as you know, those of us who are a bit older who enjoyed Life is Strange. How do you keep the dialogue grounded so it doesn't swing too far into kind of cliche, stereotypical teen territory?
Part of that just has to do with, I think, having the right kind of team in place, that a plurality of voices, a diverse body of voices in the writer's room, kind of contributing to the construction of the story.
Bineînțeles că a trebuit ea să întrebe, să pună o întrebare stupidă, fiindcă a folosit fac de câteva ori.
Absolutely. I mean, I was never in a junkyard like that, but I have experienced similar moments in my teenage.
Everything's so intense and so loud when you're that age. Sometimes the writing embraces that. Yeah.
We have just a few minutes left. If there's any final questions.
Well, I guess for me, you know, you guys said that you were fans first. Why do you think Life is Strange has resonated in the way that it has with people? I mean, when I saw the reaction on Twitter to the announcement of this prequel Before the Storm, you know, people were like, I'm crying, and there were emojis all over the show. You know, why do you think people love it so much?
I mean, obviously it's unique, right? I mean, I think what Don't Nod created has such a unique vision on every level. Visually, the way the game looks, the way it feels, the way it's a story that takes its time and really lets its characters and moments kind of breathe. It just doesn't feel like any other video game. To me, that was such a big part of its appeal.
I think for me too, the authenticity of the characters, their frailty, their vulnerabilities, their flaws. I mean, the franchise embraces that. For me as a player, that's what I resonated with. A willingness to explore characters and heroes who aren't perfect. I think we need more of that, honestly.
Do you think perhaps some of it has to do with the fact that, you know, it's quite rare to see video games centered on younger, you know, women, like teenage girls? That's something that we don't generally see, at least explored in an emotional way.
Absolutely. I mean, this is a protagonist in the first Life is Strange and in Before the Storm of a kind that you just don't typically see.
Do you think we will see, I mean, obviously you guys can't, you guys will probably know a little bit more than I do and don't want to ruin any surprises, but do you think that in future iterations of Life is Strange we will be telling stories from other perspectives outside of Max and Chloe? Or do you think really they are the heart and soul of this series?
I think a cornerstone of the franchise is to embrace stories that live in all sorts of places. I don't want to speak further about the details, but we'll see.
Well, we're certainly looking forward to exploring more of Arcadia Bay on August 31st.
That's right.
Thanks so much for coming by the show.
Thank you so much for having us.
Remember, for all the latest E3 news, trailers, interviews, and so much more, go to IGN.com/E3. Stick around because the Ubisoft pre-show is coming up in just a few minutes. More IGN Live at E3 right after this.
The biggest entertainment event of the year is almost here, and we got your all-access pass. IGN live from San Diego Comic-Con. World premiere trailers and breaking news as it happens. The biggest stars and the world's best cosplay. IGN live from Comic-Con. Coverage starts July 19.
IGN is the world's #1 media brand for video games and entertainment. From breaking news and brand new trailers to reviews, let's plays, and the latest tips and tricks. IGN brings you the videos you crave everywhere you watch. Whether you're on the IGN app, PlayStation, Xbox, YouTube, Facebook, Snapchat, or IGN.com, IGN's got you covered on everything you care about. IGN, the #1 source for video game fans worldwide.
Did you know that IGN has an app that gives you all the tools you love right in the palm of your hands? It's fast, and you can save videos and articles for later, check your personalized feed, or check out all the latest reviews. Download it now on the iOS or Android App Store.
Two friends, one controller. IGN's Link Together turned Zelda Breath of the Wild into a co-op experience where Link is controlled by 2 players via splitting the Joy-Cons. Hyrule becomes a much more dangerous place, and friendships teeter on the edge.